6:47 your time on this Halloween morning. Glad you joined us today. Dan Howell with Michelle Baker, and of course the other lady you've seen many times here on the morning show, and that's Zandra Whaley, who is with Dr. Hoop's office. But today she's here in another capacity, talking about something that's dear to your heart, near and dear to your heart.
Very near and dear. You are right.
We're talking about the Volley for the Cure. And if you don't know what that is, we'll let Zandra tell you, and then we'll find out how you can participate. What is it?
Well, I'll give this to you. I should have earlier, but
okay.
This pretty much says it all. Our little flyer that we have out. Our theme this year is Dream Big. Volley for a Cure is a fundraiser that we do every year. I helped my sister do, I should say, because it actually generated on the campus of Lee University.
Now your sister, tell them who she is.
She is Coach Andrea Hudson.
She's the coach of the ladies volleyball team at Lee University, rated number 4 in the nation. We're bragging a little bit.
Exactly, and last year at this time they were rated number 1, and they'll probably move back up in the standings. They are a great volleyball team, so well, let me start at the beginning. But what we do is we raise money for the Marianne Locher Scholarship Fund, which is, if many of you know, which you do, Dan, who Marianne Locher was.
Yes.
She was a news anchor who had breast cancer not once but twice.
Yes.
The second time, it took her life.
Yes, it did.
But she had a small child at the time and wanted to make sure that they were able to go to school if something did happen to her, because many of us know when cancer hits, it can be detrimental financially. And so what she did was start a fund, a foundation, so that kids who are victim of breast cancer, either they've lost a parent, which it could be a father, because men can be diagnosed as well, or a mother to breast cancer, or they are a survivor, they can qualify for these scholarships. And when Andrea decided to take on something here, she came to me and said, okay, let's do this. But we're all about staying local and keeping our money local, and that was very important. And so we contacted Jan Moses, the executive director of the Marianne Locher Foundation, which they are now calling it the Scholarship Fund. And she just jumped on board with us. This is our 5th year. And it is bigger and better than it's ever been. We try to add 1 or 2 things different every year. And we've raised over $80,000 for the scholarship.
Last year alone, was it 10 to 12?
No, last year alone was right at $20,000.
Really, that much?
Yes, and you know, when you think about, basically the main thing that we do for this is sell those pink T-shirts for $5. You know, it's huge. So we sell a lot of T-shirts in this town.
One of the cutest things you do, though, Zandra, is the pink flamingos.
That is amazing.
Have you seen
hilarious.
That?
I love
Whose idea was that? That's just...
Well, you know, I get these crazy ideas.
I was going to say, I figured it was Zandra's idea.
I do. I get to looking online and start, you know, what else can we do? You know, being an event planner on the side too, you have to bring something new every year to keep people involved and keep it going. It's hard. But I noticed this a couple of years ago and kind of did some research on it. So last year I took it to Dr. Hoops and he said, let's do that. Let's let that be from our office. So we purchased the flamingos, and we had to, you know, last year I think we functioned with about 125. We lost a few here and there, but people wanted to take them home as a souvenir. But this year we are already up to over 200 flamingos, and last night we flocked again. We don't normally flock on weekends, but it has been such a huge success this year that we're having to flock on weekends in the rain. It's been a lot of fun.
Now explain how that works. How do you raise funds with that? Someone call you?
They call us up, and we have different packages of flamingos. You can purchase 10, 20, 35, and 60. And they range from $20 on up to $75. And you call us, tell us whose yard you'd like to flock.
So if I called up and said, hey, I'd like for you to go plant those flamingos in Michelle's yard,
then
I would give you a contribution, and you would go under the cover of darkness.
We do. We have fun. We're all in black. We have our own flocking shirts.
Don't you know the college girls love that?
Don't you?
Yeah. And then we also, this year, we have done something which has been so much fun. We've decided to go get us masks. We have pink hair. We have different kinds of masks that we all wear, so if we are busted, you do not know who it is.
Oh, that's good.
And I have to say, we were at a yard, and they wouldn't care if I told, Joe and Kathy Lee.
Yeah.
And you may know Joe and Kathy.
I know Kathy.
Precious people. We like to never have found the yard. The GPS and MapQuest took us both crazy ways, but we finally found it. And Joe was walking out right as we were starting to put the flamingos in. The puppy looked at us, didn't do anything. Joe looks at us and didn't do anything. And here I am. I had a Spider-Man mask on with pink hair. I said, "Hey, Joe." And he just I think he was thinking, okay, what in the world did I just see? But it is a lot of fun. And we like yesterday, just the flamingos that we picked up from 4 yards, we raised almost $400.
Wow.
Oh, my.
So when you consider that you're doing 4 or 5 yards a night,
Yeah.
and
So
if you get them in the right yards, they'll put.
Yeah.
I love
And you
flocking
call
people.
it being flocked with
That's right.
flocked with pink flamingos. If you'd like to do that, if someone is watching and would like to do that to a friend, how can they do it?
You just give us a call at 472-1996 or 596-9159,
Yeah.
and one of those is my cell number, and I've answered the phone and people say, "Is this the flocking headquarters?" I love it. Yeah, it is.
And if you can't remember that, just call Dr. Michael Hoop's office, and Zandra will probably answer the phone, or somebody will, but she'll
That's
be there,
correct.
and she can fix you up. But that sounds like so much fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun, and we do this up until Thursday night is the last night that we flock, with the main event being on Friday. We go collect all of the flamingos, and they roost on the lawn out there at Walker Arena that whole day and night while we have the big event. So it is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of events going on in the Volley for the Cure, so give us a rundown of what we expect over the next few
Okay,
days.
Thursday at 11:30 is our Breast Cancer Survivors Luncheon. This year's speaker is a local native, Karen Mills, who's a comedian.
Yeah.
We are going to have a great, fun time. The whole atmosphere, the decoration, everything is all about fun. And as we all know, laughter is sometimes the best medicine.
It is.
And we have people that have purchased tables, generously purchased tables, so that our survivors can come free. But if you would like to come with a survivor, it's $15 for a ticket. And all those funds go straight to the cause. And we do that. We started that about 3 years ago, and it was such a huge success. We started out with just like 75. Last year was over 200. We're already well past 200 this year. So
Oh, that's great.
we're real excited, and it's a great time to honor them. And then on Friday at 4 o'clock, we start our silent auction, which we've got some great items this year. We've got a baseball signed by John Smoltz,
Ooh.
and another baseball signed by, is it right? Am I saying Tim Mason? Is that right? I don't know.
I think so.
Don't kill me, Richie. Sorry. And then we've also got a basketball by Pat Summit. We have a football.
That's a
know,
keeper.
we've just got a lot of neat things, along with just some smaller items that girly stuff that girls like. But that in itself usually raises several $1,000s. So
sure.
that starts at 4 and ends at 7.
And where's that event?
That will take place in the Walker Arena on
Okay.
Lee campus.
Okay.
And then at 5 o'clock, we have the Volleyball High School Showcase, which is a mixture of our 3 local high schools and Ottawa. They jump in on this game with us.
Okay.
We mix them all up. They all play in pink. The referees are in pink. It's a lot of fun. And then one of my favorite parts is the pink party. Now, we go all out for the pink party.
Pink party.
We are dressed in pink. Our hair is pink. We have feather boas, feathers in our hair. We have tattoos on our face. And this year we're doing another thing that I saw at Six Flags. It's called Crazy Hair.
Yeah,
You saw it?
yeah. I saw that.
And it will all be in pink.
Yeah.
So, and we also have this year a photo booth. Sound Force has donated their time, and they're coming, and you can have a snapshot made with all of our little props, and take something home with you. So, most of this stuff is free. Some of this stuff is for donation.
Sure.
But the kids love that. They love getting there. We do that. Oh, one other thing we've added this year, the fire department.
Oh.
They are big supporters of pink, and they are not afraid to wear pink, and I love it.
Oh, these firemen.
I
wear
like
pink.
that.
You gotta
So
like
I
that.
like that.
Yeah, so our Cleveland Fire Department is coming, and they're going to be passing out pink fire helmets. So
Oh,
we're excited
cool.
about that.
Oh, gosh.
That is cool.
Yeah, and then at 6:45 is when it's real important that you have your pink shirt on, preferably your Dream Big pink shirt. And that's when we start to pack the stands with pink. And it is awesome. You look up there, and if you're on one side and you look up there and you see that sea of pink, it's really, really nice. And we're going to have a survivors walk right before the game. But the main event is even better because the main event, both teams, the team that Andrea gets to come and play them, now they're not real excited about coming to Lee because it's packed out.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to be the underdog anyway, but we always find a team and they agree to come, and they're in pink uniforms.
Oh.
Lee's in pink uniforms. The referees wear pink. They play with pink volleyballs. It's awesome.
Good.
So we have a great time, and then in between, as most people know, some do and some don't, I guess I should say. Volleyball is 3 out of 5 when you're in college.
Right.
So you play in between the second and the third set. They have a little bit of a break, and that's when we award a scholarship.
Oh.
And that is so, it's such a neat thing because we have surprised so many people. And it's great to see them there with their survivor mom or dad, and they're all shocked. We try to make it so that they don't really know why they're there, but they do get excited. And we've got a really, really special recipient this year as well.
good.
So we're excited about that.
Fantastic. And the game starts at what time?
The game starts at 7.
And that's Thursday night?
Thursday night, Friday night the 4th. I was
Friday
getting
the 4th.
confused.
Friday
Yeah.
the 4th.
I have to
And of
read
course,
my
that's
stuff.
That's at Lee University Walker Arena. Going to be a great evening.
And it's free admission.
Oh,
Free admission. We do take donations, but as far as getting into the game, it's free. We want
Yeah.
everybody to come and have a great time.
now who will be the team that Lee plays?
Brunel Tigers, Lady Tigers.
Okay.
And they're from Georgia. I don't know what part of Georgia, but they're from
Okay.
Georgia.
Okay.
And
Well, it's a lot of fun, and
yeah.
win or lose, the foundation is the winner in all of this.
Exactly. And it's just the minute you walk on campus that day, it is just crazy, wild pink. It is fun.
This
That-
sounds like such a fun
Oh,
event.
Yeah, it
Okay, and I
does.
expect to see y'all there.
I need to come this year. I
do
couldn't make it
too.
last year, but I need to get there this year.
Yeah,
It's
it is. It's packed and it's very well done. We have balloons everywhere. We have so many people that jump on board. Ocoee Middle School's cheerleaders and dance team come, and they are our little cheerleaders
Oh,
along
great.
with Lee. So it's a great time.
Yeah.
I know a good lady I work with, her daughter is on the volleyball team for Walker Valley.
yeah.
And they start talking about this about a month ahead. They really enjoy playing.
Oh, they do. And the high schools are big sellers of the T-shirts. This year, we had the Pink Ribbon Bowl that Scott Webb started at Walker Valley, and they kind of joined with us a little bit. We got our shirts done early so that we could sell them there, and it's going all for the same cause. And they raised about $10,000, I think.
My
So
goodness.
this community's great.
It is.
It
It's
is a great community.
Very, very giving community.
Yes.
And when you're giving to a great cause like this, it's just fantastic. You guys do a fabulous job.
Well,
You
thank
and your
you.
sister, you've just,
Well, I tell you, we have a team of awesome volunteers. A lot of our volunteers are breast cancer survivors or family members, but we have so many from the community that they call us up and we're like, yes, come, jump on board, we'll let you.
always room for more volunteers.
Always room.
Well, it's a great event. If you want to get involved in some way, or if you have a friend or a family member that you'd like to have their yard flocked with pink flamingos, give Zandra a call, and you can reach her. Just call Dr. Hoop's office. Michael Hoops, he's in the book, or you can pull him up. You can Google him. You'll find him easy.
That's right.
But they'll be glad to take your money for it's a good cause, and you can have a little fun in the process. But don't forget the big game
Right.
Friday, and that's going to be a lot of fun too.
And don't forget your T-shirt.
Yeah.
Because Friday is Paint the Town Pink,
Paint
as
the-
you just
yeah.
talked about, proclaimed by both mayors. So
Yeah, they did a joint proclamation, I understand.
They did. It was
Yeah.
really nice, and so they're encouraging everyone to go ahead and we still have T-shirts. By the end of the week, we're down to just a few sizes. So definitely give us a call now. You can
Yeah.
get them at Lee, the Cleveland Daily Banner, any high school, and of course our office. So.
Okay, great. Zandra Whaley, she's talking about Volley for a Cure. You want to get involved, it's easy to do. Just give her a call at Dr. Michael Hoop's office, and it's going to be another great record-breaking year fundraising for the Maryland Local Foundation. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you again soon, I'm sure.
Okay.
We have to take a break, back with some headline news and maybe some ghostly stories. We'll see, coming back.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin. The micro laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
Good morning and welcome back to the Tennessee Valley this morning on this Halloween Monday. Glad you joined us today, 7:05. We have a treat for you coming up right after I give you some headline news. Connie Gatlin's here along with Dwight Richardson. We're going to have a ghostly tale today in celebration of Halloween. But first, the proposed Bradley County Veterans Home took another step forward Friday when permission was given to conduct preliminary soil tests to see if the site is suitable. The Commissioner of Veterans Affairs, Mary Beers Grinder, and other officials visited the site on Westland Drive Friday morning. Bradley County Veteran Services Director Larry McDarris said the testing, which includes an environmental impact study, could take up to 18 months. No word yet on what impact Whirlpool's global cutback in its workforce will have on its Cleveland operations. Whirlpool is Cleveland's largest employer with about 2,000 workers, which includes the call center. The company says the layoffs are the result of a weak market brought on by the recession. About 5,000 positions are to be cut in the U.S. and Europe. Children's Advocacy Center of Bradley County has a brand new home. The organization has moved to a 2,000 square foot office space on Executive Park Drive behind Mountain View Inn. CAC is a nonprofit organization that partners with the Tennessee Department of Child Services, local law enforcement agencies, and the DA's office in criminal investigations of child abuse or when a child is a witness to a violent crime. All services are free to the families. Historic Places and Outdoor Spaces. I like this. That's the title of a new exhibit this fall at the Museum Center at 5 Points. The exhibit is a photo contest and exhibition open to everyone. The idea is to showcase your talents, get your camera, local photographers and feature the history and beauty of our region. They're going to give first, second, and third prizes away. I think those are monetary prizes, by the way, so an incentive there to get your camera. The exhibit will run through December 31st. Contact the Museum Center for more information. That's your headline news. Let's take a look at your weather forecast. Looking pretty good. Right now it's looking pretty good for the rest, well, through Wednesday actually. Today mostly sunny, tomorrow sunny skies, Wednesday sunny skies, and a high of 63 today. It's already getting close. A high tomorrow of 66, a high Wednesday of 66. It's going to be in the 30s, getting close to the freezing mark. And right now it is 7:08, and it is a pleasant, for this time of year,
Pleasant.
38 degrees. And you're up to date on your weather forecast and your news, and look who's here. Just front and center, Connie Gatlin is here with Dwight Richardson in the background, and I'm way off over here. Here we go, see, I'm here. But we're glad that you've joined us today, and the reason Connie's here is, well, Dwight, you invited her today because I think our producer called you and said, it's Halloween, let's do something interesting.
Yeah, I got this lovely text from Kim, and she said, would you please come tell a story? Thank you.
That was it. Tell a story, thank you.
I mean, I could tell stories, but I wasn't prepared to do this. And a few days ago, we just ended the Cleveland Evening of Mystery and Folklore.
Yeah, and Connie was a part of that, wasn't she?
This is the fourth year we've done it. Connie's been the fourth year with us. She tells an excellent story about Uncle Ike's cold walk.
Oh.
And it's a great story, and she's animated, and she just does a great job, and I want her to tell the story.
Okay, well, Connie Gatlin, you're on. Let's hear the story and get us in the Halloween spirit here.
Well, thank you and good morning. The story we have for you this morning is a Cleveland legend. It was told for truth when it first happened, and it's been passed on for truth down through the years. This story happened to a man named Isaac Campbell Wooten, a fellow who lived here in Cleveland and actually fought in the war. That would be the War for Southern Independence, as he called it. Some of you might know it as the Civil War, but Uncle Ike fought in the battle at Tunnel Hill and Lookout Mountain and Chickamauga. At least he loved to talk about all those battles. And the more Yankees he could kill and the bloodier the battles, the better he liked it. Uncle Ike loved to, the children called him Uncle Ike. They couldn't pronounce Isaac Campbell Wooten, so they called him Uncle Ike. He would sit on his front porch, and the children all from the neighborhood would come and sit and listen. But his favorite story was about something that happened to him when he was a young man. It happened to Uncle Ike himself, told for truth, right here in Cleveland. When Uncle Ike was a young man, he was dating the Sims girl who lived just off Lee Street in downtown Cleveland. Now, Uncle Ike and his family, they lived on a farm in a valley way off down off the Spring Place Road, and it was a nice little farm, but it was a good 5 miles from downtown Cleveland. When the family wanted to go into town, they would just load up the wagon and take off just good as you please. When Pa had business at the feed store, he would just saddle the farm horse. And if it was in the springtime or summer and the weather was pretty, the whole family would just take off a-walking because it was just a good stretch of the legs, 5 miles. Mm-hmm. Well, it happened to be January, and Uncle Ike was wanting to see his gal. He hadn't seen her since the Christmas celebration at the church. So even though it was cold, he decided he was going to head off into Cleveland that day and see his gal and maybe scarf a bit of sugar from her. Well, he goes up to his pa after his Saturday morning chores are done, and he says, Pa, he says, could I just hitch up the wagon and take it into Cleveland today? I just got a mind to see my gal. And Pa says, oh, absolutely not. There's no reason to hitch up that wagon just for your skinny old self. Well, Uncle Ike thought for a minute, and then he said, Pa, how about I take the farm horse? And Pa says, boy, that horse would freeze himself to death while tied up at that gal's front porch while you're up in the house sparking with her. If you're determined to go to Cleveland today, you better set off a-walking. Well, Uncle Ike decided that even though it was cold, the sun was high and his heart was higher, so he set off into Cleveland, hitched up his breeches, and took off. Now, in Cleveland, long about this time, there was a doctor that everyone knew. His name was Doc Cochran, But everyone knew him because of the big old white Clydesdale horse that pulled his buggy all around the various roads of Cleveland. He would travel in his buggy all around the outskirts of Cleveland, and you could always hear Doc Cochran coming. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Clip, clop, clip, clop. The big old hooves of that white Clydesdale would go clip, clop, clip, clop. Clip, clop, clip, clop. And before you ever saw him coming, you could hear him. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Now, on this particular night, there was a huge moon shining down on the road like quicksilver. Not a breath of wind was stirring. Uncle Ike was shivering and freezing to death and thinking, I just wish someone could come along and give me a ride. And sure enough, clip, clop, clip, clop. He heard it long before he saw the buggy. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Clip, clop, clip, clop. He said, it must be old Doc Cochran coming out here. She's probably out here to catch the Hughes baby. It'd be about her time. He can pick me up and give me a ride and drop me off at the crossroads. That'll save me 2 miles of walking. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Clip, clop, clip, clop. He stretched up, and just over the rise, he saw it before he ever heard it. Clip, clop, clip, clop. The ears, and then the head, and then the big old white body of that Clydesdale. Clip, clop, clip, clop, coming right at him. The buggy came into view, and there sat Doc Cochran sitting up straight in that buggy. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Uncle Ike waved his arm. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Clip, clop, clip, clop. But the buggy didn't slow down. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Ike stepped out in the middle of the road and waved his arms. Doc! Clip, clop, clip, clop. No slowing. Clip, clop, clip, whoosh. And right at the last minute, Uncle Ike fell out of the way. And as he fell, he looked up into that buggy, and he saw Doc Cochran looking kind of thin and pale and all glassy-eyed. And the buggy just kept a-rolling. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Clip, clop, clip, clop. Well, Doc got him, Uncle Ike got himself up and brushed himself off and said, grumbling, well, I could have been run clump. There was grumble, and then all the breath just went completely out of his body. And he began to shake all over, and not from the cold, but from fear. And he thought to himself, my Lord, Doc Cochran was buried in Sugar Grove Cemetery 2 weeks ago today. Well, it was a mighty long time before folks ever traveled that stretch of Spring Place Road on a full moon night. And Doc Cochran, he decided, Uncle Ike, Doc Cochran was hard on his heart forever. Uncle Ike decided his courting could wait till springtime. Thank you.
Great storyteller. Oh, come and join us, Connie. That is fantastic.
Isn't that
That's
a good story?
Great story. Now, this was a story that I understand you told at the folklore
Yes, yes.
event that Bank of Cleveland
Downtown
and the Chamber of
Cleveland.
Commerce
Yes,
do.
yes.
Now, how long have you been doing this, Connie?
Since Dwight asked me. I've always wanted to tell stories. I've always taught theater and drama.
Yeah, I knew
And,
that.
Yeah, and so I got to tell the story, and it's just fun. I just enjoy it.
Oh,
She's a great storyteller. That's a good story.
That is a good story, and it was told. I noticed you said it was told for
Told
truth.
for truth.
Told for truth. That's the key right there. It was told.
We
for
did
truth.
have a fella, Connie can tell this real quick, we did have a fella that knew this family, which was really kind of interesting.
Yes, indeed. He was a participant at the Mystery and Folklore Tour, and he came up to me after and he said his family now owns the property where Doc Cochran's farm was. And he knew this story well, and he had a couple of others to add. So we're going to investigate those for next year.
Oh, great. Now, according to the story that was told for truth, where were these farms located? Where would it be today, with reference to today? Do you know?
Off the Spring Place Road.
Off the Spring Place.
Down to the west of the Spring Place Road.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So he was coming. He came a long way into town.
Yes, indeed.
Especially in the snow and cold. That was a long way.
It's
You know, Cleveland, Bradley County has some really fantastic folklore. And going all the way back to the Civil War and actually the Revolutionary War back in the day.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Most of those stories are told.
Well,
Or a lot of those stories are
we
told.
told a story called The 17. It's in a booklet that we sold that night. And the 17 was a train wreck that happened in the McDonald area. And the 17 of the soldiers were killed, so they had to bury them right there on the side of the road to go on to Chickamauga. That's a very good little story.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to learn some more about this in just a moment. It's 7:17. We're going to take a quick break, come back and talk some more about the folklore in Cleveland and Bradley County. Don't go away as we celebrate Halloween Day.
I'm Kathy Guy with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Call us today for all your personal insurance needs. With 28 years in the insurance business, I have the solutions and pricing you are looking for. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television. Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
How would you like to look and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Anti-Aging, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. He is a licensed physician with the Board of Anti-Aging Medicine, offering affordable Botox injections. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. In addition to Botox therapy, rejuvenate and smooth wrinkled skin. The micro laser peel treats skin conditions associated with aging and active lifestyles. If you're looking for safe and affordable anti-aging treatment, call the Ford Center for Anti-Aging at 423-614-0535, located at 2020 Key Street Northwest.
Thanks for joining us this Halloween Monday. It's 7:20 at 38 degrees, and we're visiting with Connie Gatlin, who just told us a wonderful story, some folklore, told for truth now, about Uncle Ikey.
That's right.
And what was Doc?
Doc Cochran was
Doc
his name.
Cochran, yeah. That was a great story. And this was a part of the stories that were told at the folklore event that was last week, I believe, or
Yes.
before last, downtown. And it's an annual event. Give us an idea of what goes on at that event,
Okay.
Dwight, because I know you're very involved in it.
Yeah, what we do is we wanted to give an alternative to Cleveland other than a scary house or spooky house or something like that. And it's a good storytelling event. Two of our popular stories that we do every year, except for this year we did not do one of them, is the Nina Craigmile story. Nina Craigmile. We've learned that it's Nina Craigmile, not Nina. And it's bloodstains on the mausoleum,
Right.
and it's told in first person.
Oh, really?
And so, Delia Craigmile is there telling the story. That's a very good story. Everybody loves the mausoleum. And this year they had it fixed where they've got this door that you can look through, and so that was open so people could actually look inside that mausoleum. It's a beautiful.
So you actually take the group on a field trip down
Well,
to...
it's in front of the mausoleum.
front of the
You can't go in,
mausoleum.
but it's in front of the mausoleum. Actually, in front. It's an
Yeah.
outside tour by lantern.
Yeah, and it's right there off of Ocoee,
But you can
behind
peep
St. Luke's.
inside, and the stones inside are just absolutely beautiful.
Oh my!
Very ornate.
So that sounds like
It
a
is
great
fun.
event. I've done that. I've been to the storytelling event before, but I haven't done that particular tour.
And then the Stamper Ghost is our next most favorite. We didn't do
Stamper
that this
furniture.
year, but the Stamper Ghost, we're going to bring it back. Had several people aggravated we
Really?
didn't do it. That's a great story. We added a story this year called The Stake at the Crossroads. And this is a true folklore.
Told for truth.
Told for
Oxymoron. A true folklore. Down near the Hiwassee River, where they were using pick and axe shovels digging a road at Upper River Road, and found a coffin inside the rope where they were digging up a road. And inside the coffin was an elderly lady with a wooden stake in her heart. So we researched that a little bit, and that made a great story called Stake in the Crossroads.
Oh my goodness!
And that was
I
a
haven't
great,
heard that
great
one.
vampire story.
Oh yeah.
And the Charleston Ghost is another favorite. This was a true folklore again. It happened to Dr. Brasmore in his home there, and when his home was torn down, let me back up. There was a train wreck in the flood of that year, and there was a monk from Boston on that train that helped get the people out, but all of a sudden he was disappeared and never seen again. His family came down trying to find him, and they couldn't find him. Years later, after Dr. Brasmore's house was raised and redone, the carpenters were tearing out the wall, and inside the wall they found a monk robe and beads and all that stuff. That's a very good story called the Charleston Ghost. It's a great story.
That's a little
Told for truth.
Told for
Told for truth. That's
And we've
a
got the
little-
monk robe. Prove it.
You do? That's a little weird. Wow.
And we got some of these ideas. There's if I can plug this real quick,
Sure.
the Chamber has a walking tour book, and you can get this free at the Chamber. It's a great little book to go some of the history downtown to let you know who lived in these houses, where these houses were. And it's a great little book if you ever want to do a walking tour. We also got some information from that.
There's just a ton of
There is.
folklore stories about downtown, and I think there's some at the Craig Miles Hall.
Yeah, we did the Craig Mile Hall last year, and that was a great story. And we try to do 2 to 3 outside by walking tour if the weather's permissible, and then everything's inside the Bank of Cleveland.
Well, if you didn't get down to the folklore, it's called Folklore and
An Evening of Cleveland and Mystery and Folklore.
Mystery and Folklore.
Yeah.
Every year, and it's usually the week before the Halloween block party. But it's so much fun, and it's just a great evening, and it's not real spooky and gory. It's just
No one's going to jump out and stab you.
no. It's just these stories like Connie just told a moment ago, and it's a lot of fun. So put that on your calendar for next year and get down there. You'll be hearing about it, of course, before time next season. But Connie's involved. Of course, she's been teaching theater and speech and things around here for years and years, but you retired from that, and now you have another adventure going on. Tell us about what you're doing.
We do.
Connie.
We do. Those years feel multiple in a early morning like this. But yes, indeed. I was just thinking this week is a real flip-flop week. We've begun the week with Halloween, but we're ending the week with Christmas.
Oh,
The Cleveland City Ballet is actually the same ballet school that was established by Mrs. Frances Gould
Yeah.
in 1937.
Yeah.
So we are getting on to 75 years now with this
Yeah.
particular business. And we love the dance arts. Of course, I raised a dancer, so it's become a real love for me. And we're at the Cleveland City Ballet, and this weekend we have our Christmas ballet. We do it early in November. It frees up the children and the families then to do their family and church activities as it gets closer to December. Everybody knows how crazy the world gets as it gets closer to Christmas. But this November, Friday and Saturday night of this week, this Friday and this Saturday, at 7 on Friday and 2 on Saturday, we do what we call our Christmas ballet. Act 1 is kind of special because it's totally ours. It's a ballet that we've developed. We call it Nativity. And we dance through the birth of the Christ child. So we begin with Isaiah, the prophecies of Isaiah, and we lead up to the angels, you know. And our girls are dancing different pieces of music that help to tell the story of the birth of Christ. So we welcome folks to come.
Oh,
It's
that's
at First
great.
Baptist Church this weekend.
Oh, really?
Tickets will be available at the door, and it's there in the new worship center at
Right,
first.
right. Oh, that's a great facility. It really is. I was there yesterday morning, and Jaron Davis and his group was there and provided some special music, and it was just a special day.
Yes, it was.
That's a great facility, and you'll enjoy that. That's Friday night, and then Saturday at 2.
2, yes.
Can you get tickets at the door?
Tickets will be available at the door. There'll be plenty because the place has such great seating.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're on the downhill slide toward Thanksgiving and Christmas, so that'll help get things started and get you in the Christmas spirit.
We say it's a great way to kick off your holiday.
Oh, it really
Kick.
is. Yeah,
Being the operative word.
Kick. Yeah.
A ballet
Now,
kick.
how old are the dancers?
Oh, they begin at 6 and go
Really?
up through, the teenage years.
Yeah, that's great.
One of our instructors will also be dancing. Monica Ellison will also be dancing.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, it's a great venue, and you'll enjoy that. And of course, Dwight is a busy man himself with Fenimore's. Dwight just did some fall floral arrangements for my front porch. My porch was just, I had to dig up my flower beds. I had no color at all on my cabin, and I thought, I need some color. So Dwight did some great floral arrangements for my front porch.
It was
looks
fun
really
doing
good.
those, and pictures you sent me, they look good.
It does look good. They're on Facebook if you want to see what Dwight can do at Fenimore's. And this is a busy season for you, I understand.
It's going to be a busy season. I'm anxious to see how today and this week goes because it does kick off fall. Last year I had just opened, and a lot of people didn't know where I was at, so I'm kind of anxious to see how this year goes.
They're finding you now, and of course
Finding
you're
me
out
now.
by Super Saver. Is
It's
that,
very good.
is that right? I always get it wrong. Always get it
That
wrong.
is very good.
Out by,
We used to call it Finnegan's over by Save-A-Lot.
but it's Fenimore's by Super Saver. I got it now. After I got it, it's like a
You got it
steel
down
trap,
pat.
yeah. But it's there at 60 Highway at Paul Huff in that
Yes,
strip
sir.
mall, right behind
Market Center.
Walgreens, and a great shop and beautiful things. And he does great work, and I've known Dwight since we were teenagers, I guess.
long time.
A long time.
You were
Before we even came to Cleveland, we were in Missouri.
We were on our honeymoon in
Yeah.
Brandon, you and Carol out at Silver Dollar City.
That's right, long time ago. So good friends go back a long way. But if you need some good floral arrangements or some ideas for decorating,
Right.
Go to.
Can I say one
Fenimore's.
thing about this book?
Sure.
These books were compiled by Christy Griffith at the Bank of Cleveland. They're $5 a piece. We've got a few left if
Okay.
anybody would want some. It's good little storytelling. All these proceeds go to charity. We don't keep anything.
Yeah.
So if you would like that, just give me a call or something. It's at Fenimore Studio, and I'll be glad to send it to you plus postage.
Yeah,
So
Christy's kind of like you and Connie. She's involved in everything.
she could do anything.
And just
Is there
busy.
anything Christy can't do?
No, I haven't found anything yet. She's just involved and just a real asset to this community.
She
She's
is.
just involved in everything going. We've got about a minute left, but before we go, I want to remind you of some things coming. Of course, tonight is the 24th annual. Can you believe it's been
I
going
can't
on that
believe it.
long?
It's a good event.
I did some research on how it all got started. It actually started kind of with Tall Betsy, remember, years ago? And of course, the big party was on Centenary Avenue, which is still a big event for kids, Centenary Avenue. Then it evolved into Main Street Cleveland taking over the block party, and it made it what it is today. So it's the 24th annual Halloween block party tonight. Starts at 5 o'clock. It'll really get underway just about dark, which is probably around 6:30 or 7. But it's a great place to just go see what kind of ghouls and goblins we really do have in this community.
There'll be some out there.
So we hope to see you then. Dwight, thanks for coming by.
Thank you. Thank
Connie,
you.
thanks for coming by.
Thank
Love
you.
the story.
Thank you.
We'll have to make this an annual event.
It was
Connie,
great.
tell us the story. Thank you for joining us. See you at the block party. Have a great day.